Welcome to another episode where we spill the tea on all things Flea. From wild vendor stories to incredible finds, we're bringing you the voices, treasures, and secrets of the flea market world. So grab a seat and let's dive in. This is you, me, and the Flea. Hey Flea fam, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of You, Me, and the Flea. Happy Thursday. Hope you are all doing well. Thanks so much for being here as always. I have to start off by saying a few things. One, I am so excited about some upcoming things that we're doing here at Swap. So definitely stay tuned. The next coming weeks are going to be so much fun on this pod. So don't miss it because there's some really cool guests. And if you haven't, of course, caught the one with Matt Hansen from a couple weeks ago, you must go back because he is literal marketing genius. I just respect him so much. And yeah, he's so great. So lucky he came on. So definitely check that out. And then also, I'm going to tease, I won't reveal until another episode, but we do have a really fun swap event that we are planning. So stay tuned for that. I think it's going to be good. It's something we've never done. That'll be another hint for you. So if you can put those together, and come up with something. Yeah, think fun, think outdoors. It'll be good. I don't know. Okay. That's all you're getting for now. Anyways, how are we doing? How is the summer going? I can't believe it's already the end of July. Normally we talk about so many more summer things on here, but it has just gone so fast this year, I feel. I don't know. I just feel like I always say that every year more and more that, my gosh, you blink and the year is over. Almost half of this year is gone, and that still just blows my mind. But anyways, so grateful to be here, for sure. So anyways, what else is going on? I know normally too there's a lot of stuff going on in the city. I think next weekend is already Lollapalooza. Some people are already some stores already have out their Halloween stuff, which is wild. Kids go back to school in 2.5 weeks. What is that? I feel like we just started talking about this. Anyways, I'll leave it alone. But actually, with that being said, I definitely will be doing some more, probably looking for some fall decor and school supplies at the flea market. So look out for that. And then I'll also just keep in our vlog series, so stay tuned. And then I'll also see if any of the summer stuff is on sale. There's a lot of really good new, not even used, but brand new bathing suits that I'm still seeing. And yeah, what else? A lot of there's pool floats and little pool stuff. That stuff usually goes really fast. I'm not gonna lie, you guys. Anytime our vendors have anything inflatable or big toy water guns, they go so fast. I will literally see them when I start walking through the market, and then by the time I leave, which is sometimes 30 minutes to an hour, they're gone. So if you ever want any of that stuff, I recommend going first thing. Anyways, all that to be said, I've had some really fun, if you didn't know and you're just listening to this, every Tuesday on YouTube, we launch a vlog series. And so basically that is just me recording around the flea market. Yeah, just showing you whatever day I'm there, I will kind of show what catches my eye, really. So any good deals, if there's anything probably I would buy, or like I said, mostly just some seasonal things, a lot of things of that nature. Or sometimes I don't think people realize all of the good items that there are during the week, and so I really try to show that off. Anyways, with that being said, the past couple of weeks I've had really good vlog experiences that I've looked at prices of items and have gone, wow. Um, so today we're doing a quick, you know, swap versus Amazon prices. So strap up because this one's pretty good. Again, these are from like my last two trips. I always should preface and say that I mean obviously these items are quick to change and are based off of like vendor, supply and demand here. So like run. If you hear me say this, like run this weekend because a lot of these probably won't last until then, and then if so, like they get them back, like maybe they go up like a buck or two, but or sometimes they say the same, it depends. But if these go up, you were warned that I warned you weeks before, okay? Anyways, okay, so let's jump right in and to get to some of my favorites. One thing that really grabbed my attention was a vendor sell, and these vendors are from Ashland and one from some of these items are from Alsip as well. So if you need to know specifics, just drop it in the comments and I'll tell you. But okay, the first item was some bag of Lay's chips. Okay, I feel like I don't know when, but chips have like gradually gone so much higher in price. Like, and I'm not just talking like a few cents, like tens of cents, if that makes anyway. So these were like the large regular size bag of chips and the vendor was, and of course, oh excuse me, I should always preface too, like you guys should know me at this point as well. I always do due diligence. I will not sit here and tell you things that are expired or things that I wouldn't buy, okay? So so these are from me, your girl checked all that stuff out. So don't even mess with me on that. Okay, so the first item is bag of Lay's chips. These boxes were specifically sour cream and onion, but two regular bags of chips for $1. So 50 cents a bag. I looked up as of today the price on Amazon Fresh, $5.89, which I'm sure is pretty close to what other retails are, maybe if not lower. So that is a freaking steal. I don't know if this guy just had these random, sour cream and onion ones and just I mean, that was the only flavor he had, but if you like that flavor, please run. I was like, man, if I had like a family, I would definitely get a whole box at this point because chips go quick too, I know. Especially when like lunches start or your kids in daycare right now or something like that. I know they always need snacks and they go quick, or even their friends come over, birthday parties, whatever. Okay, next up was Mentos sour gum. As always, of course, if you know me, you know I love gum, so I had to list this one. And I love like sugar-free flavors, so that's what this one was. Okay, so for one pack, it was $1. The Amazon price was $6. Same flavor, same amount. So that's wild. Next is these Halls mini packs. I love these because one of my friends has gotten me hooked on them, and so many times I just like throw these in my purse usually, especially in the winter to just kind of always like keep me clean in the sinus area. But these were $1 as well, and then the Amazon price was $3.99. So pretty wild there. Okay, the next one is the Oreo Cakesters. These were, I believe a 5 or 6 pack. I forgot to write that down specifically, but $2, and then the Amazon price was $3.98. Okay, the next thing I saw was an Elite Gourmet coffee maker. Elite Gourmet was the brand. So a pretty affordable brand. This one was interesting because it was a little higher somewhere else, but it was $20 at Walmart, or I'm sorry, $20 at the flea market and $21 at Walmart. So right there, I think the vendor kind of like shaved off that dollar, if you will, which a lot of times they do, guys, and that stuff like adds up, right? Like they're including their taxes in there, and and there is no, fees, right? So already they're just $1 less, and it was the same exact maker. Next up was a Cuisinart stainless steel cookware set. And that one was there for $40. And then the price on Amazon was $62. And this was kind of one of those like rack baking sets, that you would put like a chicken, or like a meatloaf with like potatoes situation. So it was like one of those like long pans that goes in the oven. Which God, those are pricey. Okay, next up I saw a Black& Decker crisp bake. This, believe it or not, was actually kind of hard to find like a price for, but it was $55 at the flea market. And again, I still go through this like weird thing where I see the prices at the flea market and then I'm always like, wait, that's expensive. And then I always look them up and I'm surprised on how much more expensive they are somewhere else. So, yeah. Okay, so it was the Black& Decker Crisp Bake, $55 at the flea market, $65 on Amazon. So, great deal there. If you are needing one of those, I had actually never seen one of those before. Has anyone cooked with them, and how are they? Very curious. So just let me know. So the next thing was actually pretty insanely mind-blowing because I don't know about you all, but at our office, we go through K-Cups pretty quickly. I mean, keeping 6 people hydrated on caffeine is not an easy task, to say the least. And so I'm always kind of looking for good prices on K-Cups. Also, like, good quality. Like, I mean, obviously not the best quality because it's expensive, but I'm always looking for a good price on K-Cups that have like a good amount in them to kind of last us through at least a couple weeks. And so with that being said, it's so funny because a couple weeks ago I was talking to my boss about like, hey, like, have you realized like how much K-Cups have gone up in price? And he's like, literally, yes. Like, even at our house, like, we were just talking about that. And I was just like mind blown. Like, I'm not even talking espresso ones because those are just wilds. Which I understand. They're great. They're great cups of coffee. But K-Cups, whoa. So anyway, I recently bought the McCafe 94 count premium coffee roast, which is the McDonald's brand, if anyone doesn't know, which is like decent. Obviously not, it's not like my go-to favorite, but I was like, okay, let's try these at the office. And I think it was like $43 or so. Today, I actually looked it up on Amazon and it was $59 for that 94 count box, which is insane. And Amazon does that, right? Where sometimes they will like up the prices kind of for no reason or for like a couple hours, or like if they see like a ton of people purchasing them, they will just, milk the price up. Up the price and then milk the system basically because they can. And anyway, I'm walking through the flea market and I see the same exact box, unopened, not expired, $25. Wild. And I actually I had this on this last week's vlog, and we were watching it back and my boss was like, does that say $25? And I'm like, yes, it does. And I think our vendor has some sort of wholesale connection that he bought a ton of those and so was trying to get rid of that load, if you will. And yeah, wow. And he's like, oh, I hope you bought a box. And I definitely did, but $25 for that. Oh my gosh, run before it lasts, because I don't see those very often. So if you come across them, I would absolutely grab. That was a great deal. Okay, next up is dollar t-shirts. And these are like those like Fruit of the Loom, Hanes like brand that, you can buy and put some logos on them or use them for, just everyday use, especially if you're a guy or girl that, you know, maybe you're a painter or like work in like an automotive industry or something where you like at a restaurant where like you get greasy often or whatever, and you have to wear like a certain color t-shirt. There was so many colors. This table was full of them. And I come across these every once in a while, so I always like to bring them up when I do. But they were just $1, you guys. And the cheapest I find these I saw online was $2.99 at Michael's. For the same exact ones. Even like Walmart and Amazon, they have them, but usually it's in like a pack that you have to buy. So maybe you're like tied to one color. Typically they're like black, white, or gray. This was like multiple colors, multiple sizes, great variety. I think these vendors were just trying to get rid of them, and I would just say run because especially like you could cut the sleeves off, you can make it into something, you could tie-dye it. I don't know. I would get creative, but $1 for a t-shirt that's brand new, how could you pass that up? So, love that deal. Always love that deal. Next up, as I was going through, I saw what appeared to look like a Stanley, but was just like a typical standard plain stainless steel tumbler. Had, you know, the cap that's very popular, and then of course like I think two different straw options to go along with it. Brand new for just $5. Great deal. I mean, the price that I saw for like a 14-ounce Stanley, because it was a smaller one, was $20. But I'm sure you can find, you know, something a little cheaper at Walmart, for example, but $5 for something like that, brand new with a box. Like, I mean, man, you can even do those like really cute for like gifts, even just like putting some crystal light packets for like a welcome back to school like teacher gift, or if you have like a nanny that you've had over the summer, like a babysitter or something. Like, I don't know, I always feel like those are like really good gifts to kind of have on hand for like last minute things, and how could you go wrong with $5 for something that someone will use? So thought that was a great deal. Okay, the next thing I saw was I'm sorry, an entire like area of plain baseball hats. So variety of colors. There was like white, black, navy, my gosh, like tar heel blue, like pretty much like all the colors that you can think of for like any sort of team. Um in boxes, and they were 3 baseball caps for $10. All brand new, like just like again, great options. I know baseball season's coming up, but like even like if you're just outside still, I mean, who doesn't need a baseball cap? Even for their kiddos, like especially when you like have a kiddo that loses things quickly, like I just think these are like great to have on hand. 3 for $10. I looked up the same exact kind of brand from Amazon, and it was $8 for just one. So, great deal there. Okay, guys, then I saw a table that had some used tools. And so very curious for this because the table at Swap-O-Rama had a bunch of, it was like Allen wrenches, Phillips, like little just different sized wrenches. Oh my gosh, what else was on there? It was a full table, and the thing said, there was a sign that said everything on this table for $1. Again, the things weren't brand new, but great condition for the majority of them were. I mean, usually don't put them out if they're not. And I was very curious to see how much like a used anything would be. And the cheapest thing I could see was like $1.50. So you'll have to let me know in the comments below. And there was like tape measures in there. I mean, like anything that you would find in someone's toolbox was basically available on this table. And so I was thinking to myself, like, man, if like, especially someone like me who I like live alone, I don't really need a ton of tools yet, but I might need like one or two things. I thought this was a great way to do that for, you know, your set, without breaking the bank. So yeah, $1 for used tools. Grab that. Okay, some other things I saw that caught my eye and I thought were a good price was Scope mouthwash by Crest. These are always kind of like mind-blowing, especially because like I said, I'm always just like, oh, certainly that's cheaper somewhere else. So For the Swap-O-Rama price, it was $4 even, and Amazon is selling the same thing for $7.62. Don't I never understand the sense behind it, but that was that price. So great price on mouthwash. Keeping up, some of the other things that caught my eye was Tresemme anti-breakage conditioner. Say that 10 times. And it was like a bigger size bottle of that, $4, which I think is a great price. And the same exact thing on Amazon is $9.99 right now. So awesome deal. Another thing I saw was the Nivea Milk Nutriva. It was like a lotion, obviously. And this was like one of the big sizes. I want to say like maybe more than a liter, like something that you would get at Costco. So this one was pricey, and I saw the price tag and I was like, whoa. And it was $12, okay, for the big lotion. I am seeing it on online right now for $13.99. So close to price, but still better at the Flea. Then a couple Dove products. One was the Dove Go Fresh body wash. My gosh, body washes have gone up too, I feel like, so much. So this one was $5 and currently on Amazon $9.98 for the same exact one. So then there was the Dove Daily Moisture Lotion. So if you're into that lotion, and again, I think they had different like scents and things in this one too, but $5 for that big lotion, $8.74 on Amazon for that one. A couple other things that I thought were good prices was a heavy duty Scotch Brite 2-pack sponges. I saw this price, you guys, I wasn't gonna lie, it was like, I think it was like $2 or $4. I think there was like a 3-pack that was like $4 or something at the flea market. And I'm thinking to myself, like, that's expensive. I've seen them for like $1. No, they are $3.94 at Walmart. That was the cheapest that I could find on those. And that is a name brand, so I get, why it's a little bit more expensive. I'm sure you can get maybe an off-brand one, which Swap-O-Rama has vendors that sell the like dollar store brands ones for $1 too. So if that's your vibe, we have that too. Don't run away. Okay, and then the final thing I thought that was a really good deal was iced coffee maker. And this one was really cool because it kind of looked like a soda stream. It was like a tall type of situation. And everything I've seen online lately with like iced coffee usually is like a cold brew situation where you have to put the coffee in like a pitcher, let it steep, all that. This one was an actual, it almost looked, like I said, like a soda stream slash like Keurig. I didn't really read how the directions worked, but it was $10. Caught my eye, brand new in a box. Looked up the same exact thing at Walmart, $20.99. And there's way more expensive ones too. That was the cheapest one. So really, really good deal there too. All right, y'all, what did we think? These were some of my highlights for the past couple weeks in terms of pricing. There were so many other things I would say from the past couple hauls I've done that also have caught my eye. One being a vendor at Alsip that had a bunch of party supplies. I think I might have mentioned them in another episode, but man, they had like really cool like streamer options and I mean piñatas and those like poof balls, if you will, I think they're called. They're pom balls, I think. So many things that like garlands to hang that were, think like Party City essentially. With so many options, and I think everything was like under $5 if I'm not mistaken. But I mean anything from like graduation to like Mexican fiesta parties with like really cool like little taco plates. They had it all, and I was just like really impressed with the variety, to be honest. So I would absolutely check them out. I think too some of the other things that are sticking out in my head are there's still like a really good selection of like florals and like really good like trees. So if you're thinking of planting things for like next season, I would like maybe swoop those up too. Um really good, just like those like privacy tree bushes, I think. Like, man, I just love those. I wish I had the space for them, but clearly I don't. And then I will definitely let you know the next couple weeks mums should be coming out. But right now, I think the hot like plant too is the little like there's ones with like little mini peppers on them, and I just think they're adorable, number one. But obviously they have peppers on them too, so that's a win. What else? My gosh, all the staples are still really good. There's still a really great selection at Ashland on Tuesdays and Thursdays of used furniture. The vendor there just always has really good like bedding, things like nightstands and tables and chairs and outdoor patio furniture, all for really great deals. Some things like are either like models from showrooms that are like used but have a little wear on them, or some things are gently used but you can still get like really great prices. I would say also if your kiddo is like in a growth spurt era where you just can't keep up with like any clothing or shoes, like the amount of really, really good um used like clothing and shoes right now is so good. I mean, I'm telling you, like, some of the things like there's like a pair of New Balance shoes that I specifically remember from this last week's vlog that I actually remember like having in one of my carts at some point. I don't own them, but I wish I did. But they caught my eye at the flea market, and the only thing is, obviously, they're not my size. But so many good options. Like, if you're looking for white sneakers, or if you're really particular about things, or like, you know, I'm also a person that like sometimes like I wait too long to buy something, and then a store like Nordstrom Rack or something like sells out of it because obviously they don't have like a plethora. You would be surprised that the flea market has it. And that's just anything from like cute Nikes to, plain Adidas sneakers or all the dupes. There's so many good dupes, especially for little kids. Sandals and things like that. I think in the next coming weeks, I'm going to be, like I said, kind of focusing on seeing kind of like what end of the summer type of deals we can find. I'm sure I will be seeing some good school supplies coming out because I mean 50 cent I'm seeing that already at like Target and things like that, and I don't know. I wonder if we can top that again this year. I know last year we had a ton of like folders and things that we saw for like under 50 cents. So, yeah, or like multiple for a dollar, four for a dollar. I don't even binders and there were so many good options. 10 cents, I think one lady was selling some like really like the thinner like binders for. But anyways, I will keep an eye out for that. And yeah, it's the end of the summer deals because it never ends around here. What else should I be looking for? If anyone has anything, as always, that they're curious about or you want me kind of to like price match, let me know. Happy to do that for you. I think we are planning on doing some other really fun shopping hauls, so stay tuned for those in the upcoming weeks. But yeah, guys, I am just honestly trying to grasp on and enjoy these last few weeks of summer as much as I can. I also am taking a big trip in the next coming weeks. So I will be also looking for some good travel size things, and I'm sure my toiletries. I am tossing around if I need a new pair of luggage too. So I may buy something from the flea market. I'm not sure. I keep seeing all this really good luggage, all these really good luggage sets. So I think if one of these pops out at me one more time, I might I might get one. So stay tuned. But yeah, I might do a really good haul of things I bought too. Other than that, man, it is a good time to be at the flea market. So definitely head on out. I know some of the past weekends have been a little rainy, or we'll start off with like a drizzle, or there'll be like a rain from the night before. Please don't let that deter you. There are so many vendors that still show up. For example, just like spitballing some numbers here, like, normally there would be like, let's say, spitballing here, like 500 vendors. There are still like 300 that will show up, you guys, in the rain. They are like really good at, securing their things, and their setups are just so intricate that they know kind of how to block the rain off of those. So they're just waiting for you to come visit and shop with them. So make sure to do that. And then also, obviously we have hundreds of vendors on the inside that have amazing items as well at great deals. Always, always, always available. So check them out. And if you are like one of those people that has, I know we all have so many things in the winter from, there's still some straggling grad parties. There's so many like festivals going on still. There's street festivals going on still. There's, my gosh, it never ends. Between food festivals, music festivals, pool parties, like any of that stuff. I mean, anyone's calendar is always full, but in the case of those like rain things or something gets canceled, come to the flea market, come hang out, bring your family from out of town. We would love to host you all. Like I said, we do have some really cool episodes coming up for you, as well as the vlogs. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all the things. Head to the markets during the week and on the weekends. Check out the website for more info there.